So this setup was mainly based on volume profile and the footprint chart analysis as well. The trade is running in the intended direction. Sellers are pushing the price down. If you look at the smart DOM, you can see that now. So why the price is staying in this area is you can see over here in this high volume cluster, and this is where the volume point of control for this fixed range volume profile we draw from this point to this point. What's happening is hidden. It's a black box, but when you see the smart DOM, you can get idea of what's happening. Enough more sellers come into the market. So these are passive sellers, these are passive buyers. These middle columns are the aggressive sellers and aggressive buyers. If you want to see why it's pushing down, you can see sellers are pushing down. You can see more sellers are coming up. So the price went up, the price is pushing down, it's going towards the profit target. So this setup was mainly based on volume profile, and you can see it was based on the footprint chart analysis as well. This is soon after the news. This major spike happens. You can see the trade is running in the intended direction. So we saw a lot of absorption as well happening at these price levels. So this is the smart DOM, and we were analyzing this area. The price was pushing up, but then we saw a lot of absorption happening at this price area, and after that the price started strongly pushing down. So also looking at this price action over here, you can see the price almost came all the way here after the news. So we got non-farm employment change and unemployment rate happening at 8:30. That's why this big push up happened. This green candle, the price came up all the way here into this high volume node in this area, because you can see in the previous 3 days the price has been pushing down. So this is the 30-minute chart. So the market sentiment was down for the British pound futures. So this is the British pound futures chart. Overall, the price is now pushing down as expected. The price pushed up, but then the sellers absorbed the buyers pushing up over here, and the stop loss is above this high volume node. This is where the current stop loss is placed over here. So looking into this, and then again looking into smart DOM, the trading is happening over here, but it's slightly slow now. But so you can see a lot of selling has happened. You can see the volumes over here selling, and the price pushed up, but then price came down again. You can see sellers are pushing down the price currently. You can see the traded volumes over here. So the reason why the price is pushing down is the market sentiment is bearish for British pound. It is the most bearish out of the G10 currencies at the moment, and because it was in a bearish price action in the last few days, it is expected to be bearish. The trade is working according to the plan. The price is again coming up. We are in a sell entry, as you can see, and since this stream is to help you all for a small account challenge, so basically we will be showing you how to take a quick trade without scaling. We will just show you, because if you got a small account, so you are not able to scale. So keeping that in mind, if it's going in our intended direction, we will show you how to take a one-to-one winning trade. So the trade is going in the intended direction, as you can see. You can see the sellers are pushing the price down. If you look at the smart DOM, you can see that now. So why the price is staying in this area is you can see over here in this high volume cluster, you can see this is where the price pushed down strongly, and this is where the volume point of control for this fixed range volume profile we draw from this point to this point. So in this area, this is where heavily the contracts were traded, and you can see that's where the price pushed down as well. And now in this retracement, the price reached into this point, and now it's pushing down. So as traders, what we have to do is we have to take decisions based on the tools we have and the price action. So we have done all right, and you can see the price is currently pushing down. So you can see the price is pushing down from the entry, and if we bring the smart DOM, the price is in that area. Okay, so you can see again the sellers are trying to push the price down, and you can see now the price strongly again push down in this area, and you can see negative change of the bids. So now currently it's 10:30 a.m. New York time, and it's Friday. So before we take this trade, we were also looking into MNQ, micro Emini-NASDAQ index futures. So basically what happened in this chart is, by the time we took the trade in the GBP futures, the NQ was in this area. Now when you look at the volume profile build up and the price action, we didn't see a clean setup here, because if you compare this over here, this chart, and then if you look at the GBP, you can see when you look at this price action down, the price swings, and then when you see this volume point of control, so when the price starts hitting this area and trying to push down, that is slightly clean compared to the price just ranging in this area, because in this area the price has already pushed down, so there is no pullback, right? Like if you look over here, there was no clear pullback. So when the price is going down, we need to wait for a clear reasonable pullback as well. So we didn't see that pullback coming here. Without the pullback, the price straight away pushed down. And then if you look at ES, S&P 500, again it was in this area by the time we were entering the trade. So again it shows a bearish momentum, but the price has pushed down and there was no clear retracement. So the price, this is where it reacted to the news, this candle. If you look over here, we had the 8:30 confirm employment change and unemployment rate, right? So 8:30 for this reaction, 8:30 news, this is the reaction in the MNQ. Then in MES, micro mini S&P futures, if you look here, this is the reaction candle, this one. Then if you look at Euro futures, this is that green candle which brought the reaction. And then if you look at GBP futures, this is that green candle which brought the reaction. So when it's news, it's advisable for you to wait till the news event gets released. Because for example, if you were trying to enter a trade thinking the pullback would be somewhere here, you would have stopped out. So what basically you guys have to do is wait till the news release and then see what the news candle does, and then after that you can make a decision. So the decision for entering for this trade was, if you look at this, when you look at MNQ, though it's bearish, as I said earlier, over here there was no proper pullback. So no pullback into, let's say, a high volume node, right? Now, for example, if we had this pullback coming into this area, into this high volume node, in this area, we would have considered a possible entry. However, we look into footprint chart as well at that moment before we enter. But then again here, this is that if this bring the price somewhere, let's say over here into a high volume node, then we would have considered getting into such a trade. Okay, so let's say if we draw a fixed range volume profile, let's say into this price push down all the way, you can see it's heavily traded, you know, like that's because you can see the candle wicks. So that's why we chose GBP futures, because you can see in that we are able to see some clear high volume clusters, like you see over here, this one and this one over here. And when the price shoot up all the way, basically we were looking into this high volume cluster in this price swing down where the volume point of control was. So that makes logical sense to consider taking a trade in this area. So if you see an area of a high volume cluster, it makes it easy for you to make a trade decision, look into a potential trade entry.
If you would like to learn the trading strategies we use, click the link given in the description below to access the full free course and use that knowledge to get funded and start trading like a professional.
Then when you look at Euro futures and GBP futures, out of the two, if you look at the price action, you can see the GBP futures has a more sharp bearish sentiment, bearish market structure compared to Euro futures. Euro futures is also bearish, but if you look at a clean price action, like swing down, then price moving up, then swing leg down, price retracing, swing leg down, retracing. Likewise, you could see it here as well, price down, but you could see this is areas in range. Then yep, you could see price moving down, retrace, press down. Then you can see a big range build up in this area. So this yesterday's session, then this today's session, a big range. Then if you look at GBP futures, you can see yesterday it looks, compared to this where it looks like a range build up, but GBP futures looks bearish yesterday, the previous day, and then again a bearish push down. Whereas if you look Euro futures, you can see it's in a range and almost like in a range and slightly trying to push down. So which tells us though it's bearish, the bearish momentum is slow. Whereas if you look at the British pound futures, GBP futures, you can see the bearish momentum is strongly bearish. Now that is why we choose GBP futures to place the trade out of MNQ, MES, M6E and 6B, right? So hopefully that gave you some idea, educational knowledge into why this particular trade has been placed. Now, it being a Friday and the price now getting closer to the lunchtime, it's 10:42 New York time. So in a situation like this, ideally price should quickly shoot toward our profit target. In a normal scenario, this would have been a profit target, but what happened in this case is, because of high volatility, we had to keep a little larger stop loss. You can see the stop loss over here. So that's why the price came down. So if there was no big volatility, if there was no wider stop loss, this is definitely, this push down up to here is going to be your winning. But at least since we were targeting at least a 1-to-1, because this is a small account challenge for you guys to learn how to manage a small account. So that's why we are showing it like this. But when we place these trades, our traders replicate this on our managed prop firm accounts. So we do have in-house managed funds. So we will place more contracts. But in this series, for you guys, we will place small contracts so that you guys understand how to grow a small account. Let's look at Smart DOM to see what's happening. You can see more sellers were popping here in this area. You can see the red numbers higher in this area compared to the green numbers, which means sellers has been dominant. So trading is about, let's say you place the trade and after that you monitor, and once you place a trade, there's nothing much for you to do. So you can see more sell entries are coming into the market, more ask entries. So more ask entries meaning more sell entries popping up. Then buyers are also fighting. So that's why you can see the wick is being formed here in this area, in this candle. So basically what we are looking is the volume footprint, the footprint charts, and now it's a candlestick chart. So this volume profile and order flow based trading is a more professional way of trading than just looking at candlestick charts. Basically, this gives you more information, like for you to see what's happening. For example, if you don't have this like Smart DOM, then basically you'd have no clue what's happening. Like you will see the price is moving, making wicks, but what's happening is hidden, like it's a black box. But when you see the Smart DOM and the DOM, you can kind of get idea of what's happening. Now, for example, there were minus change. So that means sellers backed off for a little while, right? That's why the buyers are pushing up now, as you can see, right? These are 30-minute candles because I'm in the 30-minute chart, GBP futures. When the price came all the way up, it almost came near this bearish fair value gap, which is a smart money concept. And you can see when the price pushed up, it has made a bullish fair value gap over here. Those are smart money concepts. We just look into them. In our trading, we use fair value gaps, but mainly our analysis is focused on volume profile and order flow concepts. And then when it comes to final trade entry positions, we use fair value gaps, which we'll talk about that in other videos. The price is actually slow because, as I said earlier, ideally it should have shot into the take profit. In fact, it came. If you guys understood what I said earlier, the price came all the way here. If you want to see why it's pushing down, you can see sellers are pushing down. If you look at the smart DOM, you can see more sellers are hopping in. And you can see in this area, sellers have been aggressive. So these are aggressive sellers, this is aggressive buying. This column is aggressive selling. You can see negative change. That means buyers are backing. You can see more sellers are coming up. So the price went down. So the buyers were backing down. Okay, so the price went down. And you can see more sell entries now coming. More positive sell entries, more change, negative buyers. That is what make the price go down. If you look at this, see more negative change. That means buyers are backing and sellers are hopping in. See more and more sellers come into the market. So these are passive sellers. These are passive buyers. These middle columns are the aggressive sellers and aggressive buyers. The price is pushing down. It's going towards the profit target. Aggressive sellers selling. Passive sellers are emerging. Passive buyers are backing down. And the price is strongly moving down towards the take profit target. So what we'll do is we will stop the live stream from this point, and hope you all enjoyed this session, right? And hopefully, fingers crossed, this will be winning trade because it's almost reaching the profit target. Okay, so good luck and all the best.
If you would like to learn the trading strategies we use, click the link given in the description below to access the full free course and use that knowledge to get funded and start trading like a professional. Okay, so it's end of the video and we will see you in another video.